Friends, welcome to the Attain IAS video. So finally you have made a decision that you are going to become an IAS officer. You have decided that you are going to take the civil services examination. Now whenever you decide to take up the civil services examination, the first decision that you have to make is the optional subject that you are going to take in the examination. Now there are such a large number of optional subjects available in the UPSC civil services examination that you really have a choice to make. Now if you want to take up one of your subjects that you studied in your graduation or post-graduation as optional subject in the UPSC exam, there isn't much choice to make. However, if that's not the case and if you want to take up a subject which you have not studied before, or even if you have studied in the past but you're not very comfortable or confident in, then this video might help you a lot. I was perhaps one of them when I had to make a choice of optional subject. So I personally come from an engineering background and I decided to take up an optional subject which is not from engineering side. So one of the most important considerations when you think of an optional subject is as to what extent that optional subject helps you in general studies. So by that count, public administration would perhaps rank above any other subject that is available there. Public administration optional covers almost 300 mark questions in the general studies papers. For example, general studies paper 2 covers almost 150 marks and the GS 3 covers close to about 60 marks, and again GS paper 4 has questions up to almost 150 marks, which we can directly connect to public administration, which means that when you're studying for public administration, you are not studying for 500 marks. You're actually preparing for 800 marks. So if you take up general studies and public administration together, the total is 1500 marks. So if you are studying public administration, you're actually preparing for 800 marks out of 1500, which is more than 50%. Now that is not the only aspect about public administration. Perhaps a more important aspect is the quality of answers that you will be able to write when you write answers to these questions which pertain or which come from the domain of public administration, and that's where you get a considerable edge over other candidates. This is also a very important and a very good subject for all those medical science students or the students of engineering or coming from commerce or science backgrounds who do not want to take up their subject as optional subject because it doesn't really put you in any kind of disadvantage, because public administration as a subject is not offered by many universities. So almost 95% of the aspirants and candidates of UPSC who take up public administration are the ones who have never studied public administration in their graduation or ever in their life, which means that you are at par with all the candidates. Now that's a very important thing to consider. One of the very important factors you can also consider, and why I recommend public administration as an optional subject, is that it helps you a great deal in your interview, because your interview is generally based on questions that you would or situations that you would be facing while working, and the study of public administration will help you a great deal in answering those situation based questions. And you must keep in mind that in interview it is the situation based questions that matter a lot. If you can answer them correctly, you get very good marks in the interview. Another very important feature, and again why I say you should choose public administration as an optional, is the fact that it can help you a great deal in writing your essay. It is likely that one of the essay topics that is given in the essay paper is from the public administration domain. You may also consider one important factor, which is the success rate. So the success rate basically means as to how many candidates finally get selected from among those who take up public administration as an optional. So if you go by that parameter, then public administration is perhaps one of the best. Its success rate in last 4-5 years has been between 8 to 10%, which is supposed to be very good. Another important feature about public administration is the fact that you actually learn the administration, the processes well before you actually become an administrator. So if you think about all these aspects together, public administration is the option for you. So take your decision wisely and choose an option subject that gives you edge over the others. So I wish you all the best in the selection of your optional paper.